was really thinking and really thinking it over, like, should I really do something like this? Because hold my beer, and if I, gets like a copyright thing thrown at me, well, oh well. Yellow, you only live 100 times. No. So I'll be reacting to literally what the video is called, Meeting Lilith, the Fallen Angel. That's what the title is. I already know this is not going to bode well. And before I do anything, I'm going to do this. Go over here. Tell that to stick it real quick. Not literally, but you get the idea. We're not going to stick anything just yet. Click over here. Tell this to sit still. After 3,000 years of loading. Stop! There. No, I don't care, DraftKings. Hey, Z. I'm just gonna scoochie. Stop! Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Keep that there. Now we're gonna tell this to go over here. Then where the heck did it go? There it is. That is the video in case anybody wants to watch it with me, in case if you can't hear it. Well, the Black Moon Lilith eclipsing, no wait, Black Moon Lilith conjunct the eclipse, like a few days, I think it was last week. Yeah, that pretty much turned it on for a lot of people, myself included. But anyway, so that's the video I'm going to be reacting to. If you want to watch it with me, or if you can't hear it, well, either way, because I get a feeling this was going to be a headache. Well, even a friend of mine, she has also been really close with both. I mean, her life went from like, to, like, she has full control of her life. She's working and she's flourishing. So, let's get into this, and hopefully I won't, get a concussion by going, oh, really? So let's see what happens here. If anybody asks, my will is under my bed. So that way, if anybody is nice enough to be like, well, I know where his will is, so he kicked the bucket, so this is what he wants. This is his dying wishes. But anyway, let's do this. Ugh. Is evening? Oh, either way. Might be evening by evening. But anyway, let's start this shenanigan. Okay. And yes, I might be pausing a lot just to clear up and fix this, so let's start. Wow. He doesn't even want to play. Hold on. London? Oh. I wish I can, travel the world, but things.
A lot of you have been really anticipating this video for quite some time, and today I'm so excited to really talk about this and to tell you my experience about experiencing Lilith.
Okay.
I'm a near-death experiencer and a demonologist. Today, my demon dealers, which means...
Demon dealers? I'm in Arizona in the lovely United States. The part of Arizona where it is literally nothing but dirt and stupidity. Hello, Moon Enchantress.
Demon religious. We don't worship demons, we fight them out.
That's kind of rude, but okay.
So, demon dealers.
I don't like that term, demon dealers. Like, do you like smuggle them? Do you...
Today, I want to talk to you guys about Lilith. Okay, so let's be real. I don't know a whole lot about Lilith.
If you don't know a lot about Lilith, then careful. Anyway.
Personally, as a psychic,
No, no. Careful. We're. I. Oh no! They found her smuggled demons. Oh no.
When I meet souls, I like to not go by what the books say.
Good. That's good. I completely agree with her on that because it's not going to be completely roasting her like a marshmallow. But that is correct. Like if you go towards any entity, it doesn't have to be, you know, right hand, left hand, neutral, don't matter. Passed on any kind of spirit. If you go at them with a completely open mind and not rely on somebody else's, encounter, that's how it should be because you're allowing it to come towards you as it is. But the thing is, everybody has a bias filter that it filters out what they see and what they don't see. So that's where everything becomes unique. But anyway,
Or what other people say, I like to meet people or souls and understand them from a personal perspective and experience.
I'll give her that. Yes.
And it sucks.
It sucks? No, that's pretty good because you're allowing it to come towards you how it is instead of relying on somebody's input to blind you.
When that happens, because I learned the hard way about certain souls. But it's a very powerful experience for me as well as it's very educational and it allows me to have more knowledge from the experience. When I met Lilith, it was very unexpected.
Mm-hmm. Same with me. Exact same with me. In fact, I was in this exact same room, a little bit over to the left this way, getting up out of my chair, turning to the right, going out to the door right there. And as I took my first step, for like a blink of a second, she was just like there. And I was like stunned, petrified, like, what? And then my whole. Well, that just flew off the desk. Go figure. Anyway. I was petrified and my whole body broke out into a hot sweat. Like, from head to toe, sweat. Like, and that's where it started, but anyway.
Lilith is a fallen angel.
No! No! No, honey. No. No. She's not a pigeon man. No. Both. Sometimes I see her, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it could be just something as simple on the back of the shoulder. But no, she is not a fallen angel. She's a primordial divine.
When I encountered Lilith, it was during the time when I was also still encountering Lucifer, who is a fallen angel.
Okay, well, the thing is, Lilith is not an angel. Lucifer, in the Abrahamic sense, technically, can be considered one. But now here's the problem. Lilith is not an angel. Never was. In fact, if we were to call her an angel, she would more than likely just... Why am I going to be considered something that killed my kids? Really? Do you think I want to have white wings? And, make myself look good and be a good girl? No. Ew. Gross.
Lucifer is not Satan. I learned this.
Problem. Some people see it as the light side of Satanas. Some people say it as they're unique, like I do. That comes down to the person. That's just for everybody.
The hard way as well. Lucifer worships
No! Honey. No. No. Lucifer doesn't worship nobody. He guides people. He assists people. He brings relationships between his people and those divines under him. No, he doesn't worship nobody. He applauds their work and applauds what they do, yes, but doesn't submit and then see others higher than him. No. Ugh. Resume.
But Satan is a whole other bag of beans.
Not so much.
By himself, and he's extremely negative.
No. Stereotype. Stick it.
He's one of the worst devils you
Somebody shoot me, please.
could ever encounter. There are other devils in the universe, but Satan is definitely one of the most powerful that I've ever.
Well, yeah. Because he has the energy of Saturn with him. And if you know how Saturn is, the heavy one, the strict one, the one that's not going to be afraid to walk up to you and say, "Stupid!" That's just how he is. Satanas is the same way. If you're doing something stupid, he'll tell you, "Stupid!" Not because, he wants to, snap you in two, but because he cares about you so much that he's telling you what you're doing needs to stop in the most point-blank, simplistic way before you harm yourself even more. That's not my business.
Encountered. We will talk more about that in another video. But when I did encounter Lucifer, I had mentioned at one point about Lilith, and he said, "Oh yeah, Lilith. No, she's absolutely wonderful."
Of course. That's how Lucifer would speak.
And he was talking positively about her.
Because Lucifer does that naturally. That's like his natural way of speaking. Being a divine of Venus, he loves to uplift and pretty much beautify whomever he's speaking about or whomever he's talking to. That's his natural way of acting. That's natural to him. He likes to uplift.
And eventually, she showed up.
Consider yourself lucky. Because either one, she wants to work with you, two, you agitated her, or three, she's just wandering around, exploring like how she naturally does, doing what she pleases.
Was really unexpected. It was very weird, to be fully honest with you. It was very awkward, but it was quite uncomfortable.
I'll agree to that one because 1 second you're perfectly fine, minding your business, all of a sudden, full body sweat, at least for me.
The second she was in my presence, she was very, very dark.
Except, depending what you call dark. Now, dark doesn't mean like malefically driven, like intentionally baneful. No. Dark can be something that is more intuitive focused, something that you have to be more in tune with, something that is surrounding you. Because usually the dark is something that goes around, something that's illuminated and it holds it. And also the dark holds everything that you say that's in there.
Very, very dark. And she was very tall. In fact, I'm going to show you a picture of what she similarly looked like.
Oh, my dog's going nuts. Well, I don't even know what that could be, but I don't agree. I don't agree with like the bat, like the wings. Tripping off it? Like, alright. Yep, you can go for that. Pushovers, they just can't handle. Hello, Kayla. No, they just mad because, you know, they couldn't handle it. If they can't handle it, well, aw. I'd be jealous too if I couldn't handle the, you know, the darker.
In the moment when I met her, Lilith has so much power. There is no doubt.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's probably, if not the most potent divine figure to go towards for self-empowerment, mastery of the self, and empowerment of the self, being able to make the choices on your own, and refuse to let anything change your mind or direct you. Speaking of that, yeah. If you've already watched it, Kayla, I'm in the process of watching it. Let me bring that back that way because, yeah, she was just right there. Well, she'll come back.
But she's also a fallen angel.
No! Stop saying that. She is not a fallen angel. She never was a pigeonman. No. Stop it.
And what that means for people that are learning from me for the first time, fallen angels are a real thing from the Bible.
No. This is influenced. Nope. It's biased. It's not going in a way that's neutral. Hello, Jeremy. Well, coming from my book, and keep in mind, when I wrote the segment on her book, in this book, like her origin, it actually combines some of, if not as many of the origin stories that I've heard, and I put them all into one. Let's see. From the void came Yahweh, or God as it's known. For so long, he was all that there was there. He was all that was there, and he had no other with him. Being in solitude and without any other being, passing time began to afflict an ongoing, intensifying, depressed state of being. Shortly thereafter, from the void emerged Lilith. Upon her manifestation, she spoke. Where am I? What is this place? How did I appear here? The angels were created by Yahweh. Lilith emerged from the void, just like Nyx from Greek mythology, and just like how Yahweh did. Not a fallen angel, besides.
However, it doesn't mean that God kicked them out of heaven.
What? What that? How can they have been fallen then if they weren't given the boot by him? How can they fall if they weren't exiled? Unless if they self-exiled, then that's different, but they wouldn't be fallen then because they chose to leave on their own accord. They can't fall if they...
This is completely false. Fallen angels, as all angels, have their free will choice to follow and do what they decide.
No. If you're an angelic, you have to abide what Yahweh says so. probably. but in all seriousness, no. An angelic being has to abide by what Yahweh demands and expects and what he says, whether they like it or not. Like, for example, my favorite example, say if there was something like a written thing that an angel has to stand on his head and spin on it 20 times every morning, and Yahweh said so. Every time they wake up, they have to get on their head and spin 20 times. Because that's what Yahweh said in this paragraph, for example. I know that's kind of a dim-witted thing to say, but that just shows how crazy the way that they are. If Yahweh says so, and if it's that way, they'll do it. Regardless if it's good, bad, or dreadful. But now, like for Satanus, Lucifer, and all the ones that I don't even like saying that. The ones that fell, they don't. They are not bound by that because they actually have that awareness and that strength to be like, no, I'm not going to do what you tell me to. No. So then Yahweh exiled them because they weren't complying by what he said. Kind of narcissistic. But anyway, resume.
And this is true for all beings. So not all angels are good and not all angels are bad.
And no, I'm not going to touch that one.
And there's that argument about people saying, well, that should be the same about demons.
Yes. Like Prince Seer, Prince Orbos, Duke Argerus. The three I mentioned, they're very, 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 very considerate and very splendid to have around. Especially Seer and Orbos. Because they always have the best intentions for whoever summons them. Always. I'll attest to that. But again, keep in mind, not all demons or those figures, not all of them are of Satanis's or of Lucifer's or of on the left. The six winged things, those are, I believe those are seraphim, which are even more, that's kind of an, I'm gonna have to just use that word. They're kind of a little bit more tyrannical, if that makes sense. They're even more strict. Like, they're like, but it is what it is. But no. No. Floating eye that looks like an atom. Are you meaning like an entity that's good or bad? Like one of those? Oh, are you talking about Macabra? No, wait. I think that's his name. The one that's like a star? Yeah, Macabra. I think that's the name. I think. I could be wrong. But nonetheless, the only way to know if a certain entity is going to be beneficial or negative towards you, yeah, I believe that's the name of him. I'm saying him because I don't even see. But anyway, when the only way to find out if an entity is going to be supportive or not really fond of you is if you actually approach them yourself, or they approach you in whichever way. Like what I've always said, every entity, regardless of who or what it is, treat it like it's a person, like if it's another human being right next to you, and keep it that way. Exert your boundaries and exert that. Hey, oh, Decarbia. Is it that one, Kayla? Because Decarbia is actually shaped like a star, and I believe there's an eye in the center. I believe. I could be wrong. Nonetheless. Please do not call it Lilith. Please don't.
It's not the same about demons. I've met way too many demons to know that that's absolutely not true.
Well, the problem is also that you're also affiliated with the right side, if I'm not mistaken. So of course they're not going to be fond of you at first, or at all. I'm trying to even. Well, while this is playing, I'll try and think if I can figure out who that could be.
When it comes to fallen angels, they chose to basically fall from their shortcomings.
Well, essentially, the book, when it goes into Black Moon Lilith, it pretty much shows like the positions where, like in the house placement, where Lilith is more likely to approve working with you. For an example, let me get to the page. It's actually the last paragraph. For intended purposes of the book, we will only look at the house placement rather than in-depth analyzing Black Moon Lilith, like how her energy manifests through you. This is pretty much just showing like what houses she's more likely to agree working with you. And whenever Black Moon Lilith is in the following houses, the first, the Lagna, Ascendant, or the Rising sign, the fourth, the 8th, the 10th, and 12th, these houses have the most likely potential of Lilith approving the native. However, again, Lilith will always have the final say in working with you and anyone else. It has the most potential. If that answers your question. But if you actually want me to really go into it again, I'll hold another live stream and actually go like all the signs, all houses, and actually move it around and stuff like that. But anyway, resuming this. She's in the 10th, then that shows your obligation to society, your reputation, and your work, or like what you do to provide for society or other people. Then Lilith is involved in it somehow. So you can actually see that being a victim's advocate for people that have been abused, trauma survivors, women that have been abused, being like a victim's advocate. You can even also be a women's health advocate. You can also be doing a profession that involves women's health, women's empowerment, being an activist for women's rights, doing some kind of service for women that have been going through a hard time, assisting women, if that better clarifies. And Lilith is probably, if not, that Lilithian side of being someone who takes a stand and pushes back and advocates for people to express themselves clearly. That might have something to do with your obligation to society or your work or profession in some way.
Fell, basically they no longer are higher vibrational beings and they went to lower vibrations.
What's higher to you may not be higher to me, and what's lower to me may not be lower to you.
Which means they are more earthbound.
An earthbound spirit. An earthbound spirit is an entity, a spirit passed on being. Usually they're, passed on individuals, everyone's human, that are wandering the earth. They're stuck. They're lost. Hence why Anima Solas, that's one of them. John the Miner is another one. Those are examples of earthbound spirits. They're very aggressive. They are facing a lot of tragedy and they're stuck here until they can resolve that issue. That's an earthbound spirit.
So there is a lot of truth in the Bible.
Except the parts that are manipulated and changed around.
Based on those experiences from what the testimonies and gospels say, I've never read the scriptures of Lilith or
Problem though, Lilith is not mentioned in there because a good majority of it was taken out. Like the part when, she took out Adam. The part where Yahweh fanboyed at her until she tricked him into doing Genesis. and took to Earth. And the part where she got her revenge for having her children get killed by Yahweh's pigeon men. Oops. Oh,
herself, but I do know that she does exist.
you don't say.
She is indeed very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
She is very beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but she's very, very dark and negative.
Negative? Yep, you can. Negative? No, I'm not negative. It's just, you just can't handle, you just really can't handle being yourself. Being honest is a negative. Not my fault that you can't take it. Trust me. If there's gonna be some, backgammering, at least try to make it a little bit, different than basic.
When I say beautiful, I mean she has beautiful features.
So you insult me and then you're trying to make moves on me. That's so narcissistic.
Beautiful face, beautiful voice. But the second I saw her,
Ew, stop hitting on me. I don't even know you.
it was actually out in my hall.
No, I'm not taking you to no ball.
And when I saw her, she was very tall, very slender, very, very feminine.
Oh, really?
And she had a staff. I'm not gonna lie, she almost reminded me of Maleficent.
A Disney character. Maleficent. Let me guess, was her skin green too? Did she also have like a crow on her, or a raven on her shoulder going, nevermore, nevermore, nevermore?
But a lot scarier. And she didn't have horns, she had hair.
Guess she doesn't have horns.
She did have horns at one point, but then she would change her appearance.
Trust me. No, I did not have any horns. I was not horny. No.
And for the most part, she likes to keep her hair up.
You don't know me, hon.
And maybe some hair down. But she can change her appearance. No angel or any entity is limited to how they choose to appear. What I do remember is when I was talking with Lilith and I started asking her questions, the first thing that I noticed was she was very egotistical.
It's called I don't know. What's that called? Self-confidence? I think that's what it is. Yeah, self-confident. And knowing my worth.
And she had a lot of negative vibrational feedback.
But probably because you probably weren't, being your best self.
The way she spoke to me was as if I was below her.
I do that with everybody, hon. That's okay. You were new. You were new there. You were new here. It's okay. You'll get used to it. Besides, that's how she works anyway. She doesn't talk below you with the intention of like keeping you down. She talks that way to you to be like using seduction on your mind, making you think, wait, did she mean this? No, maybe she meant that. But she said I was okay, but I kind of feel like I'm not. That's how seduction works. That's natural to her. Best example. Oh, look at you do that stupid thing again. Nope, no. Keep doing that stupid thing. Nope, you know what's best. Nope, no. Don't. Nope, you're alive. Just keep doing you, hun. Stop. No. Just do you. No, my thoughts don't matter. Just keep doing your thing. That's seduction. Because now what that is that she's not directly saying, you're stupid, dude. No, stop it. She's actually making you think and really stop in your tracks and really let your mind wander. That's healthy. It gets your mind thinking. When you think,
I mean, yeah, I'm short, and
you're short. That don't mean nothing.
whatnot, but and this was a moment where I was on the astral realm.
But you were just in the hallway in your house. Okay.
And when she was here, she also had other demons with her. I kid you not. There, she had succubus with her.
Here we go again with the succubi and that stereotype. Because now here's the thing. In my loving opinion, Lilith does not give out succubi. What good is that going to do for her? What am I going to gain by handing out these beams? Yeah. If anything, she is more focused on herself. Priority number one. She could give guidance for her. Yeah. But succubi on their own, they are their own unique being. Some would say that they all originated from Lilith, but I just.
And it really confused me.
Just like me?
I was like, can you hold on a minute? She was like, okay. And I go and I ask Lucifer, and like I said, if you're new to this video or this channel, I do not worship Lucifer.
So then why are you going towards Lucifer? Yeah, it's on. If you look in the description, you should be able to see it. If you can't see it, well, here. Let me help with that. Link. I'll paste it in the chat thingy if I can find it. There we go. Boop. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. Now the thing is, you can work with an entity regardless. That doesn't mean you worship them. Is that you're investing with them. Because I mean, all the entities and divine beings and spirits that I'm working with, I don't worship any single one of them. I don't put myself and submit under them. I see them as an equal. We both need one another. I need them as much as they need me. So it's fair and balanced. I need them for the guidance and advice. And also assistance whenever I need it, as well as any other input that they have to give me. And in return, I acknowledge them and pretty much keep their state of awareness and existence going, because that's how they maintain their existence.
This was a backstory of how I encountered Lucifer and during some of my time when I spoke to him. But that was when I was trying to really see Lucifer for who he was and really get to know him. But do I agree with Lucifer? Do I follow Lucifer? Absolutely.
don't even know where my notebook's at, so I'm going to try my best to get it from memory. Lucifer's main intent is to bring enlightenment to mankind. The light bearer, the one who brings enlightenment, the one who bestows awareness. The one who brings the soul who's suffering out of death. The planet Venus. Venus does that. There's a astronomical event where it's called the Great Dip of Venus, where Venus goes behind the sun, where the Earth can't see it, going to die. Then after a few weeks, but also the illuminated world demands you to have intuition in order to see these shadows and interact with them. Otherwise, you're just going to see bright white. So either way, in the dark and in the intense light, you need intuition. Without it, you're sunk. But anyway, Venus goes behind the sun, is dead. A few weeks later, comes back out from behind the sun, reborn. How did that go? Lucifer was casted out of heaven, goes behind the sun, left to die, and vows to emerge again, come back to life. That's Venus. Venus is casted down to Earth, left to die, swears to rise again, but when rises again, uplifts the souls that are suffering out of death, out of suffering, and going to their deemed paradise for each individual. That's Paradisio.
I'm adamant about that. He's very negative.
If he's negative, then how come he was like saying Lilith is this gorgeous, beautiful being? If he's extremely negative. Actually, at the end of all this, Kayla, I'll actually read the excerpt from my notes that I actually learned in an astrology class. But anyway, he's not Lucifer egotistical, huh? Really? Venus isn't egotistical. Besides, how can you be egotistical if you're actually being ecstatic about somebody's way of expressing themselves? That's not egotistical. That's actually giving up your sense of self to uplift somebody else.
He does have a lot of pride.
Well, of course he has a lot of pride. Right. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I just didn't want that in the background because it would be a little bit obnoxious to hear. But anyway.
But do I agree with Lucifer? Do I follow Lucifer? Absolutely not. I'm adamant about that. He's very negative.
No, he's not.
He's very egotistical.
No, he's not.
He does have a lot of pride.
Well, of course he does, because actually he doesn't have a lot of, like, he doesn't overkill the pride of himself, but he has a lot of pride in others that go towards him and share what they create. He takes pride in the work and the way that people express themselves. That's the pride he takes in, and not the pride of, like, his status.
That's probably his biggest issue.
Issue? Being proud of people and how they use their creativity to express themselves and to just create and be artistically expressive and form relationships? That's not an issue. Fun fact, believe it or not, if you were to actually go the route of Venus in the way that Venus wants you to enjoy your life to the fullest, fulfill every little desire you have, regardless if it's sexual, creative, experience, luxury, comfort, any of it. Once you clear off this desire bucket list, you only have one desire left. And that's actually to experience the highest divinity point possible, the highest spirituality that you can get. That's the best way, because you'll be so detached from the world around you that that's the only route you want to go. Oh, and by the way, Lucifer, Venus, or any Venusian divine, they can help you with that. They can help you get all of the desires on earth. Then as soon as you're done, you even ask them, I want to experience the highest spirituality or the highest divinity possible. They will even help you get to that, even if it's not attached to this world. That's admirable. They want you to enjoy the world, but if you want to enjoy something that's higher than the world, they prioritize your enjoyment over what they want, so they help you get to that enjoyment. That's admirable, and that is it's unmatched in terms of nobility. That says a lot. Mm-hmm.
But when I
Pretty much, you mean like knowing how in maths, like arithmetic, being mathematically excelled, and being able to do quick thinking and arithmetic, like, and also using it for like drafting and measurement and financial means, something like that. Something along those lines.
spoke to him and I asked him, is this really Lilith? Like Lilith from the Bible?
Now there's the issue. The Lilith from the Bible, which is really one verse, but it doesn't even use her name. It's alluding to it. But the thing is, true. Then you would probably want to go towards an entity that is Mercurian focused. Such as, well, Hermes is a bit of a trickster, but if you really want to go towards someone who's really mathematically proficient, I'm going to try and have a few that I can think of off the top of my head. Think here. Well, you can go towards, let's see here. You can go towards President Burr. He's a Goetic divine that you can go towards. Another one would be Renove. Dentalian would be another one. Duke Argus would be another one, because mathematics is a form of communication. Let's see here. I know there's Lucifer can be another phenomenal one to go towards. King Paimon's another one. Gigante would be another one. Furcos could be another one. Prince Seer can be one. Prince Stolos can be another one. Marbus can be another one. Trying to think here. There's Goddess-wise, Goddess Athena can be one. Goddess Isis can be another one. Buddha or Mercury can be another one. Who else? Hephaestus could be another one, but mainly with measurement. But mainly any Mercurian focus divine can be one, and also Jupiterian can be one, except Jupiterian is more financially focused. Logical technicality is best said Mercurian, for the least at least. But resuming this thing, because I have 10 minutes left of this.
He said, yeah. understand why she's so dark.
Mm-hmm. But to figure out which one will actually best, like to actually best assist you with that, I would suggest getting like writing out an intention, like, see here, if you don't know which one to call, just write out, within the next 24 to 48 hours, I invite the most fitting entity that'll best assist me with that desire that you have. So within 24 to 48 hours, that gives it a time to actually come towards you. When you see a name actually call out to you and pulls you, then that's the entity that you go towards. Like, for example, say if you did do that and you say it out loud, and then Thoth comes towards you. From Egyptian mythology, yeah, he comes towards you. And that's the one you go towards.
Why is she so dark?
Why is she so dark? How are you so confused that she's dark? Well, let's see, because usually when it comes to the dark is actually where everything yields from. Except the dark then yielded from the void. So the dark is like the supreme mother.
And she heard me, and then she went, what's wrong with being dark?
That's perfect. Why is she so dark? You got a problem with me being dark? What are you hating about? I couldn't resist.
There's a lot of beauty in dark.
Yes, honey. Mm-hmm. There is. Mm-hmm. She's right. She's not lying.
Is there not? And I said, yes, of course there is.
Scared to death.
Because we're both dark and light.
By technicality, yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love the color black. I love red. I love purple.
Liking the color red and purple doesn't mean it's dark.
I love blues. I love...
Nope. That has nothing to do with being dark.
I love all kinds of colors.
The rainbow? No. Whiff.
But she was completely black. The second when she was in my vicinity, her negative energy...
She's... Dark doesn't mean negative. Besides, just for the giggles. You know who else is even dark, by technicality, even darker than her? Nyx. Literally the primordial one of the dark, the night. And the dark that holds everything in place. The darker stones for me. Let's see here. Speaking of sapphire, there's a sapphire. Even the thing that's around my neck is one. Just a piece of that. There's a black tourmaline, amethyst, black obsidian. This one's a jet. Shungite is over there. I can't touch that one. Shadow quartz, smoky quartz. I'm getting a black moonstone pretty soon, so I'm excited for that. But anyway, resume.
It was permeating, and she was very, very powerful at the same time, though. And don't get me wrong, she wasn't threatening.
Because I'm not going to waste my energy on you.
She actually felt above that. She knows when to choose her battles.
When to choose my battles, huh? Well, every time that I've, struck at, someone, even indirectly.
And I actually admire her for that.
Make up your mind. Do you like me or not? Gosh.
She doesn't let that, like all the other opinions about her, affect her personally.
Duh.
She has a lot of maturity.
Maturity, huh? Can you make up your mind? You like me or not? Cause you're confused, love.
A lot of ascension experiences, but at the same time, her being a fallen angel.
Stop calling her that. You know, if you wanted actually be accurate, she's a primordial divine, not a fallen angel.
She has come to this ideology that she believes in woman feminism.
Well, yeah, because guess what the church has done to them, and this world has done to them.
Empowerment for women.
And how is that a bad thing? I mean, just saying. I heard from a bird, and it said, women have a higher pain tolerance. Women have smaller brains, yeah, but they're more intelligent. They have a psychic connection to their children. What else is there? They live longer. So, why are we being, treated so badly then? When we give so much and vitality to man? Why? Stupid.
And I thought, oh, that's great. But she would even tell me about how she believes that, succubus aren't evil.
They're not. But the thing is that when you let someone tell you, nope, I cannot, stick it or catch it. Nope. I have to be completely pure white linen. No wonder. Why do you think it's negative?
And I went, well, what? And she was like, well, they're just as misunderstood beings as I am.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, they're not.
Silence, child.
Have you seen those things over there? I was actually like dumbfounded by what she was saying. It really did surprise me.
What are succubi, incubi, and any darker entity also for that matter? Let's see, they are outcasted. They're unwanted. They're exiled. Deemed like a lower class than a higher class. But in reality, you know what both of them have in common? The upper class and the lower class in the middle? You know what they all have in common? They're all an individual. They have likes, wants, desires, and also rights. What makes them any different then? Than that, at the simplistic core level? Nothing. They're all the same at the core level. They have the exact same thing as everybody else. So if you don't know them, talk to them. Be, mindful. You'd be surprised.
But the more I was listening to her, I was really trying to just understand. And again, this was just a conversation. I did have other guides with me at some point, and I was still safe. Nothing happened. She never attacked me.
Because you have to figure it out yourself. And me swinging at you, I might break a nail.
She was very respectful.
Yeah, I made you think that. But you didn't catch the, backhanded insults at times.
But was she positive by nature?
Well, the thing is, truth doesn't have to be positive or supportive all the time. It is what it is.
Of just very negative.
Negative and honesty are different. Being honest is saying how it is. If it makes you happy, good. If it makes you sad, oh well.
Vibration. In fact, she drained the hell out of me.
I don't need your energy, girl. No.
She really did. But at the same time, she was enlightening.
Make up your mind, love.
I mean, I even did agree with her. I was like, no, I do believe women empowerment is important. I do believe that women should have more of a rising energy, and we talked heavily about that.
Well, because don't you think women are people too? Just like men? Yes? Perfect then. Then treat him as an equal. That's it. Keep it simple. No matter what no religious book says. Nope. Women aren't property either, because... No.
Quite briefly, but we did get deep into it. And I think we spoke for about maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, not for very long. She was probably one of the shortest encounters, spiritual encounters that I've had, and I haven't seen her since.
Yeah, because I
do feel like she might be here, because ironically, I actually did have a major hot flash.
Yeah, because I probably pissed her off.
Right before filming, I was actually in the middle of filming, and I got a super hot flash, and when that happens, that usually means Lucifer's around.
Okay, to her? Okay.
That happens. So he might be around even now, because when I do talk about these entities, they like to pop up. Has Lucifer ever personally attacked me?
That's not in his nature. He's not aggressive.
No, not once. And I am always grateful for that.
Why is somebody who's going to bring you out of depression and in your lowest point going to swing at you?
However, there was a point in time where he was under Satan's spell.
Yuri.
And that's a very other story that I will heavily talk about. And he did attack me. He was not himself. And I don't even think he remembers it to be.
Oh, I think divine beings would remember if something happened to them.
To be quite honest with you. That's the tragedy about these entities, is they believe that when they're fallen, they think that they're rebelling, that they're...
These beings are extremely highly more intelligent than any person known to exist. Telling them they don't know something, especially themselves. Milkshake.
They're making their own decisions, and that's all good. I highly agree. But when you decide...
Yes. And also, for you, Shervelin, I believe that's how you say your name. To help with that, I'm going to do this for you. So that way, if you deem fit, you can... Crap. Hold on. Dang it. So, copy that. Here, let me help you with that. So this... Bloody heck. Hold your pigeons. There you go. That way you can follow along, in case if you can't hear it at all.
in your soul frequency, to lower your standards of your own energy frequency, you are lowering your self-quality, you are lowering your decide, and that's all good, I highly agree. But when you decide in your soul frequency to lower your standards of
Lower your standards? What is? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say what is it, like spiritual or spirit blind dating?
of your own energy frequency, you are lowering your self quality, you are lowering your self worth.
Well, well, let me just be my own testament to this. Ever since Lilith came in, shot through the roof. Mm-hmm.
You are lowering yourself to a standard that's very low. And
Empowerment of the self is lowering, huh? Isn't that kind of like the reverse? How can you go lower if you're trying to make yourself go higher? Wah, wah.
energetically. And this becomes a problem because as you move through your universal experiences, it can make or break you. Can make you have very negative impressions from other beings. And this is why it's so important that we do not follow fallen angels.
I'll try to make this as simplistic as I can. Until you've actually interacted with an entity or said being or whomever on the spiritual side, whomever it is, don't matter. Until you've actually interacted with them face to face, zip it about them. Because what may be fallen and not so good for you or malefic towards you may actually help and support and benefit someone else. You don't know until you go towards it, or them, or they come towards you. You don't know until it happens. Because having between you and an entity can be completely different between an entity towards a collective of people. A collective of people can have, malefic intention coming from one entity. One entity can be malefic and baneful towards one group of people, while that same entity can be benefic and supportive of another group of people. One being may be very baneful towards one individual, and the same being will actually be very close and protective of a different individual. You don't know until you actually interact with them. All that can be given is somebody's account, and that's as far as it can go until you go towards them yourself. That it is what it is. It's just like any other kind of relationship with another person. Until you go towards that person, you really don't know them until you interact with them, and you can actually recount your experience with said individual.
And do not trust them. I've encountered fallen angels many times recently in the past year and a half. And some of you may be saying, how is it only that? Well, I just never encountered them before until now. And I refuse to talk about spirits that I've not personally met yet.
And I'm going to just throw this out there. You got pretty much cheated from actually experiencing the real true Lucifer and the real true Lilith. Because the ones that she encountered were the man-made malefic construct ones. The ones that mankind made with same name, but with a baneful malefic intent attached to it.
That's a big, big rule for me. So that way I am fair in my judgment and I'm fair in my critical analysis.
Let's just say individual has 43,000 subscribers, and now don't get me wrong, not hating on that at all. In fact, I am pretty, what's that word? I don't want to say condemned, that's the wrong one. I commend her for, having that big of a following, but some things do need to have that clarity.
Of energy and of spiritual notes that I make in many, many ways.
And also, by the way, if you're going to be having your own analysis and your own interactions and what you experience, you have to go out in a way that's not being influenced by something else. Having the biblical influence your viewpoint tarnishes it all.
So this encounter wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. In fact, one of the other things that I couldn't help but notice was that Lilith is a lot like a madam.
A man?
Okay, so she's a lot like a pimp.
How dare you? How dare you? Sorry, I had some bile almost come up my throat. You're calling her a pimp? Really? Really? Wow. Wow. Oh no, hon. I don't, I don't mistreat women and I don't slap them. And I don't need a stick.
For the succubus, I couldn't help but notice that. She would tell them what to do, what to wear.
Really? You think I have time to demand and command anyone else? No.
Who to be with.
No.
And it was very, very uncomfortable to
Yeah, I didn't know.
watch. I was even flabbergasted by that.
Because that wasn't real, Lilith.
I even looked at her and I was like, are you a madam?
Oh, let's see. That wasn't me. And are you dim with it? Maybe.
She was like, that's not really what I like to say, but particularly I was like, oh, you're a pimp. And she was like, no. It was weird. It was like she wanted to say she was a madam.
Madame?
It was interesting. You can tell when you have these conversations with these spirits that they don't want to be forthright. They don't.
I know what I am, and I know who I am. Okay.
Don't want to be forthcoming. They like to play around and literally go around in circles and not really answer your question.
That's seduction.
Especially if it challenges their integrity energetically.
That's because that's seduction. That's what it's supposed to do.
So this is, or their moral compass.
That's seduction for you.
The other one. So this is my feedback on Lilith. This is really all I have for you. I know that you guys have been asking me for a long time, for a while, and I had made a promise to you, and I wanted to keep my promise. So I hope this gives you some answers based on Lilith. There are many other psychic mediums that do follow Lilith, and witches follow Lilith. There's a lot of people that even say that Lilith is also based on astrology.
Because thing is, the divine Lilith, yes. The three celestial bodies, Black Moon, Asteroid, and Dark Moon, they all have Lilith's energy in it. Asteroid is the youthful, the human version. Dark Moon is the mother version. Black Moon is the crone and the most powerful of the three. Look right over there. Looks like we have a guest.
with Lilith is, from what I can tell, she was very good at spreading the word to make it sound like that it's all about ascension and helping women ascend.
Not just women, by the way.
But this is a total lie.
You don't know me, hon.
She likes to keep women compressed.
Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Stupid blind thing. No. No. Don't know nothing.
In their little boxes, tell them what to do. She's the exact opposite of all of those things. I have absolute confidence in this answer.
No.
And it's really disappointing.
Yeah, really disappointing because you're spreading BS.
Because when I saw her as an angel, I
bloody heck, drop the angel thing. It was cute the first time, but now it's obnoxious.
I was blown away.
No, I'm not. No. I mean, she is trying so hard just to come through her, and I'm just like, fine. You know, if you're going to be talking about someone, try, to at least be somewhat accurate.
Like, she actually, at one point, did show me what she originally looked like before she had fallen.
I haven't fallen. Trust me. You've fallen more times than I have.
That's the hard part, is because she looked like a goddess.
Because I am. Oh man, she is kind of livid. Okay, bye well. Yep, she kind of just took her leave and was not having it anymore. Yeah, she's like, turn it off before I get mad. Okay, fine. So, had enough of that. But anyway, to kind of clarify this. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to read like some parts of my book to kind of clean up the mess that was made from that video. Let's see here. Lilith exhibits potent and focused awareness of herself. In other words, she is confident, reliant, and prioritizes her needs and wants always, regardless whoever attempts to misdirect her. She is in control of herself and has mastery of her whole being. This is her core value, and all other aspects are built upon this. She is the maven of seduction, and not in the terms of dressing suggestively. Seduction that activates the mind to become unhinged and running rampant with thoughts. Fear is non-existent in her, and she does not hesitate to enact vengeance on any who harm her. She expects your best, because she knows you have the potential to be your best. She will not mommy you or hold your hand. The energy she emits varies because, once again, full mastery of herself. She does have a side that is vengeful and pushes back explosively, and is also excelling in passive-aggressive attacks. There's one more spot around in here that can find it. there it is. So, like the correspondences regarding her, one of the key things that, actually I would rather say, groups of people that she actually is associated with and has a lot of resonance with. Drum roll. All women at all ages. All ages. Young, middle-aged, senior, and geriatric aged. All of them. Single mothers, because she was a single mother. Domestic violence survivors. Any that are outcasted. And any woman who's in an authoritative position. For example, like a woman that's a CEO of a company. Heck, a law enforcement officer that's a woman. That counts. So, speaking that Lilith actually suppresses women, what good is that going to do if she's going to suppress even herself? That's counterintuitive. That doesn't work. So, in reality, all that. No. The best that I can say is that the experience that she had was really confused. She went from one way to another, to another, to another. Kind of like how a pendulum goes. Like I've said, if you haven't experienced them, don't really say much. But nonetheless. So, I'm going to take a short little break, and I'm going to be coming back on, and... Where's my deck go? Take a short break, I'll come back on, and I'll do some card reads if anybody wants them. So, I'll be right back. About, say, 30 minutes, and we'll pick this back up.